All right, we got 14. We ready. Greetings, greetings, peace and blessings. We are the Mohammeds, aka Donny Hathaway, Roberta Flack. we're, we're honored as always to be able to take a moment, spend it with you, as we are grateful and thankful for the viewership. We are grateful and thankful for this subscription and the membership. We're very humbled, very honored. We thank you for taking a moment of your early, for most of you, early Sunday morning,
Hey, Brother Andre's on today.
and others as well who are on this side of the earth. A good evening to you, and thank you as well for spending a little time with us as we just talk. We're going to talk about some things. You know, man, it's an interesting time we're living in. A very interesting time. So who we got?
We got JG says and sacred, but I can't remember who's JG.
Wa alaikum salam, brother JG or sister JG.
What's that? You know, it's a
I
brother.
don't know. I really don't know. I heard you say we got brother Andre in the house.
Andre's on here.
Brother Andre,
All
we
the way
out
in
here.
Mombasa.
Always honored, man, to have our brother present.
Lisa, yeah.
Lisa, yeah. Oh, shalom.
Kenneth Pointer, Kenneth Frederick. We
Peace and blessings, brother Kenneth and brother Kenneth.
we got little sister Liz out here.
Sister Liz. Wa alaikum salam, sister Liz.
Lisa says she likes the beard.
It's like
Your scruff.
it's my 5 o'clock
You
shadow.
got the scruff going on.
Thank you. I'm out of uniform.
We got
Sister Julia.
Sister Julia.
Peace to you, Sister Julia.
So we got New York, Houston,
New York, Houston,
Mombasa.
Mombasa,
Mm,
Nairobi.
Yeah. Who's from Nairobi?
You know who's from
Hello
Nairobi.
from North Carolina, ATM International.
Peace to you,
I don't know who that is, but you could send some funds this way. I'll be happy.
ATM. ATM International.
ATM
It's kind of
International.
clever. I like that. But watch out.
So we got a lot to talk about. So a lot of stuff that's been going on.
Yeah, but let's not dive right on in.
Do some recapping, okay?
Before we do that, let's give us a nice friendly reminder. Okay, don't forget, please like. Of course, we know we're going to get some comments, and then of course, if you're a new subscriber, please feel free to subscribe.
Because
Where is he?
save them, please.
Say
In the US.
well, boy, wish we had that power. Man, I'm telling you. So, okay, I guess a brief recap of maybe what we experienced this week.
Yeah, what we experienced this week as far, you start the recap.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I really don't even remember. Days
See?
just go by. So days just go. Days go by. All right. So let's start from the most recent. All right. We had an opportunity yesterday to go and to kind of explore a bit more of Kenya. We were in I guess it's called Nairobi Metropolitan. So we weren't too far out, but we were out just a little bit, about an hour and a half out.
We were looking at Maasai land.
Looking at Maasai land, and how beautiful it is out there. Very peaceful, very serene. And I'm gonna tell you, it was just like a woosah. We're able to really get up in the Gong Hills.
But the thing that sticks with me about yesterday, we had went to so they had took us to dinner, and it was like a backyard barbecue.
Man, I saw my uncles. Telling you.
They had a girl playing the guitar, playing the blues.
Man, I swear my uncles was out there.
Playing chess. They playing somebody tell me if somebody from Kenya what this game is. It looks like a portable air hockey. I want it. It was like a desk air hockey, and they just clicking, and man, they were having a good time. Then there was a ladies group that came in.
They came in. It came in just like that. I'm like, I swear, it's like we was back home in the backyard. They had the groove, man.
They was over there dancing, and I was like, wow, I missed that. I missed that sisterhood, that bonding moment that they had, but they just had a ball over there. And there was a man on the grill, and he's over there barbecuing. And I was like, wait a minute, where are we?
I'm telling you, you would have blindfolded us and took us from America, dropped us there. We would not have known we were not back, not in America, in the backyard somewhere. I mean, old buddy had on a Kango hat. He had a nice little, short sleeve with the jean shorts.
We had on long socks.
No, he had it on. No, he was
long
cool.
socks with the flip flops.
No, he had on some, but he did have some mule shoes. I wasn't with that one, but.
But I was like, you know what? This reminds me of back in the day. My grandpa, my dad, uncles, all of them in the corner drinking, playing a guitar, smoking cigarettes. They didn't smoke cigarettes at this event or wherever we were.
It wasn't even an event. It was just a place.
It was nice.
It was just a place.
I can tell that place would have monkeys there.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's possible. Being bad, trying to take stuff.
But it was beautiful because again, you felt comfortable, like you was home. It felt like we were home.
Yeah, it did. It had that home feel, had that family feel. It was like, we were explaining to, our hosts that, that had us, out there. It was like, man, this is familiar. This is very familiar to us. And it was like an epiphany. It's like, this is the kinship,
We're just sitting there watching all whatever amount of teeth that we are. We just like, just looking. That stood out for me. That's what we did yesterday.
Yeah, that's what we did yesterday. I don't remember what else we did this week.
Well, for me, we got new people, new family coming in. So dealing with that, doing business in Kenya is very different. Dealing with owners, like this particular client that they're renting, and the owners, they're not even, well, I guess they are Kenyan Indian. So that's another different dynamic because now we're dealing with a different culture trying to explain why certain things have to be a certain way. If you're trying to say it was a headache, stressed out a little bit, getting nervous because they're coming in Monday or Tuesday. I guess they leave Monday. And there's still not even a bathtub in this apartment.
What?
I don't know why.
I didn't know that.
We had to beg for them to put lighting fixtures in the apartment because they just had holes. And this is brand spanking new. And I guess they were thinking, well, no, you put your own lighting fixtures in there. And then when you move, you take them out.
Wow.
I'm talking about what?
That's
what? So anyway, that's what I did for the week. Been working on it, and I'll be doing that next week as well. But it was quite different.
I really don't remember I don't remember. That's a sad thing.
That's a quiet week.
I guess that's what it was.
It's a quiet week.
But anyway.
Yeah, let's move on.
So let's get this. There was some important announcements. Very important. We're excited about this here. Very, very much excited about it.
What is?
And let's bring it to you. Let's bring it. So we're fortunate, to be a part of an association, Fresh Start Association, and they hit the ground running, and we are right along with them, and we're excited. And one of the things that is very pertinent for this association, and mind you, this association is established by diasporas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this association is very, very, very much involved in the community as community outreach, and it hit the ground running. And so we want to share that with you because we know your heart. We know you are one who wants to be able to be a part of something good and positive and be able to aid and assist whenever and however you can. So we would be remiss if we did not share this with you. All right. So the Fresh Start Association is partnered with a school all right, in Mukuru. And Mukuru is, I know it's I hate to use this term. There's another politically correct term or a more a politer way to say slum. Nonetheless, it's a school, and if I'm not saying this, I hope I'm not saying this incorrectly. Either it's in Mukuru or the slum is Mukuru, but it's a area here in Nairobi, right here in Kenya, and this school, and please jump in at any time.
Well, basically, the school feeds the children school lunch. And for most of the children, this is the only time they get to eat, period. So during the breaks, the children don't get to eat. So what Fresh Start is doing is they're trying to get enough funding to make sure that these children can eat for the 2 months that they're out. And I think there's 2,500 children. Is that the school?
There's yeah,
300 children.
no, yeah, 300 children. Yeah,
They're trying to do meals for 300 children to make sure they at least get one good solid meal every day. And I'm told we're like halfway at the target rate, the target cost.
so let me put this up here so you can kind of get an idea. Okay, this is give you an idea of what it requires, what it takes to feed the children in Mukuru. So 136,250 Kenya shillings equals to about 1,090, right? Some
Mm,
people make that in a week,
yeah,
you know. So 454 Kenya shillings per child is only $3.65.
mhm,
Okay. So, for us, it's like, wow, that's really nothing. But for them, it's everything.
yeah.
It's everything.
So they're figured out, okay, let's find a way that we can feed these babies. Even though there's no school, we can at least feed them during those 2 months during that break. And so we're halfway at the mark. Um, you guys can see how to send the money. The M-Pesa's up there, and
And the phone numbers.
does she
So,
have a PayPal too?
um, I'm not sure, but I'm sure if you go into that www, let me put it here, www.mchanga.africa fundraiser /106754. Go there. I'm sure you get all of the information.
Yeah, there should be another link for you. If you don't have M-Pesa, I believe there's another way that you can send money if you're coming, international or whatever. It's going directly to the organizers, I believe, of that fundraiser. It's not coming to residential tourists. So you have to literally click in that link so
Yeah.
you can see how it's done. But just let them know RT sent you.
Yeah,
But please help us. We're almost there.
almost there.
And we have a couple more community service events coming up, even before our big event in January. So I hope y'all bear with us because we're very passionate about this component of our lives of community service, giving back and helping those in need. And, may the blessings just continue to fall.
Absolutely.
We definitely want to do that. Okay.
You ready? You eager. You ready?
I'm ready.
She ready to die.
I want to know what y'all think.
She's like, ready to pounce.
Let me just share this one story, right?
Here we go.
I remember. So, and I hold it dear to my spirit. So many years ago, when did Barack win? When
2008.
2000, yeah, the year before my grandma passed. And of course, everybody, the whole world is watching this election. And then he won. And I remember literally just falling on the ground crying. Not because I thought he was going to do something major. Well, I did. I was hoping anyway. I was hoping. I was fighting for him. You don't know. But not because I was hoping. But the main thing was, wow, we finally have a Black man in that position in leadership. And I was crying. And I remember the first person I called was my grandmother. And my grandma was crying. And she said, never in her lifetime would she had imagined. And think about it. My grandma, I think, was 71 at that time. All that she lived through, all that she'd been through, all the stuff that she's seen, the life that she had, and she was from Philly. And that was a different kind of racism that they had to
Man,
deal
Philly's
with.
rough, bro.
That was rough. And she called them these. I mean, she grew up saying crackers and all of that stuff.
Peckerwood. And all of that.
Yeah, that man. She grew up with all of that and being her, and even my mother, being chased through the neighborhoods from white men and trying to all kinds of stuff. So when I called her, she said never in her lifetime would she had imagined a black man president.
Mm.
And I remember, like, I called her first. She's the first one that I'm the first one that she spoke to, and we just had that moment. Wow.
Mm.
And then everything else happened, but she was alive for that. So here we had the first, not just black woman, but the first female.
Is she black though?
I keep hearing all this crap.
I mean, I'm saying
She
it's
looks black to me. Her hair she look like she don't have baby hair. I don't. So we had the first female running for president.
not the first.
You're right. She would have been the first because
Nope.
she would have been the first president, the first female president. Who was the first female president?
Not even Hillary Clinton.
I said she would have been if she won.
I'm saying though, even before Kamala, before Hillary Clinton, female that ran for president. I'm gonna ask if anybody knows. They can put in the comments.
She didn't make it too far. She didn't get the nominee, obviously.
And
There's probably been a bunch of them, but they get
it was
nominated.
it was a black woman.
They didn't get nominated.
Keep going to see what anybody jump on and put it in the comments.
Okay, well, we'll see. I don't know who you're talking about, but anyway. So it was a little hopeful, like, wow, we can have a female president now. Whether I supported her platform or not, or even liked her, in my back of my mind was like,
"Yep, Amy, you got it."
Shirley
Chisholm.
Oh my God.
I wish we had some confetti and something we could have.
What is you calling grandma's days? None of them came as close as Kamala, and I know that's because she got default into there because she probably wouldn't have made it.
I don't think she had
anything. So I don't even know her platform, but we got the other man.
Brother Wayman, thank you so very much, brother. Thank you.
Stop through that way anytime. But
blessings to you as well, brother Wayman. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So we got red face back.
Is it red or orange? I thought
orange. He was calling him orange face. He goes through different phases depending on what level he got the tanning bed on. But our question is, so many emails was coming, so many texts. I have to get out of here before the election. Now the verbiage is, I need to get out of here before he's inaugurated. And so the question is, why?
The question is why. But before we go into that, I just see the comment, Sister MGT, Salam Alaikum. And it may be you, sis. You said that the sound is muted because I think everyone else can hear us. So y'all give us a nod or something if something's not right with the sound, please.
She said she's fine now.
Are you good? All right. Awesome. Thank you.
It on mute. So the question is why? Before we get into how does the new presidency affects us here in Kenya or in Africa in general, because it's bigger than Kenya. You know, the man don't like what do you call it, the shithole country of the world.
He said
he called it a country at that, but he don't like Africa. So how does that affect, or what we trying to do over here?
Uh-oh. We still live?
No, because that thing, you had it on there.
Okay, we still live. They can still see it. They got it.
Hold on, y'all. We got hot spots on top of Wi-Fi because we had a little challenge today.
We do the backup. We got to make sure that everything is legit.
I heard that thing go ding, 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 ding. So I'm still on.
Yeah,
so they still on.
We're good. All right. Well, so let's look at it though. Before we jump shores, right? Because we have family. When I say family, black folk there feet on the ground there in America. So it's like, I know when the announcement in early on that he was throwing his hat back in the ring, people were like, oh boy, what's really going to go down. And of course, a lot of things came about, a lot of focus on the project 2025, all those things there. And, what does that all mean? How is it going to, how are we going to be affected? So, Mhm. All right. I don't know what you're saying.
This one,
No, it's out of order. She trying to take over.
because that says what we're talking about.
No. Anyway. Anyway. So I mean, I'm really. I mean, it's. I mean, we can't really say because we're not in the environment. We don't feel the energy there. Interested in knowing, you know, what the thoughts are. What is the and we know people have been, emailing saying, listen, I'm ready to pack up, line things up for me. And so I mean, I'm wondering, is that an indication of the general feeling?
But what is the thought process though? Like, what do y'all think is about to happen? Before we get into what Kenya is saying,
Right.
what do y'all think is about to happen now that he's back? For one, I know a lot of those rights that Biden put in place, forget about it. They back out the door. Back out the door.
But the girl says, blacks out of Africa know African Americans support Democrats because of historical sympathy towards civil rights. Either party, African Americans should get a boost. Either party, African Americans should get a boost. Right, man. We of course, black people we still have not, received and gotten anywhere near or close to what we're just doing in the way of justice, in the way of, I mean, this will fall under that category, reparations. So we still lag behind, of course. Now, let me say this. This is going to be a shocker. Let me give my personal thought and opinion. As it relates to Trump and Kamala Harris, honestly, I'm glad that Trump is the new president.
I'm hearing a lot of people say that.
Now, hold on though. I'm gonna have to qualify my statement. I can't speak for other people, right? I'm happy. I don't. Happy is not the word, but lack of a better word, that he is the president. This is my reason why. Because quite possibly under his presidency, people gonna catch hell, right? When it comes to black people, uh, first, last hired, first fired, you always get the short end of the stick. And then when things start trickling down, we get it hard and bad, real bad, right? But for for me, it's almost like the serpent biting at the heel of us. And unless it seems as though unless we have that serpent biting at the heel, we won't think to do what we need to do for ourselves, right? This is nothing new. This is nothing new. And we keep singing the same, we all repeat. We keep singing the same song. We keep, you know, everything is on like my man said, I think I understand what you're saying. It's like Groundhog's Day. We keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, right? Again, when the handwriting has been on the wall, at this point, it's the handwriting is being rubbing off because it's been on there so long. And it's like, what is it going to take for us to really awaken? And if it takes for someone to be in our face that we know does not necessarily, if this is the case, mean us any good, how long are we going to stay? No, we're not going to stand for it. Hopefully, not the 21st century and begin to realize and begin to do things that we need to do that's going to be more beneficial for ourselves. I mean, ain't no savior coming out of the White House. I'm telling you. We thought that when we had our brother in
We
there.
hope for it all the time. We always think, maybe now we will get justice. Maybe now we will get real equal rights, or maybe now we'll be treated uh, humanely, and it never happens. And so the rules and the laws, and when we read some of the things that Trump has on his agenda,
Right.
it's like, okay, what's going to happen? Even for the Kenyans that are in the diaspora that's out there, what's going to happen to them? It's crazy. It's like it's some things we don't think about that it would even affect us. Okay, we over here in Kenya. I don't got time to be thinking about what Trump is going to do, X, Y, and Z. But no, it still affects you, because even some of the things that he's going to implement might even change how the Kenyan shilling is how the US dollar reflects against the Kenyan shilling. Like, he's even attacking any country that doesn't support the US dollar, that doesn't use the US dollar in exchange and currency, tariff, these crazy taxes on it, and any import exports.
Right.
He's like, y'all don't want to use the dollar, we're not going to support you in any kind of way. And it's like, wow.
Sure.
Do we even understand the magnitude of what's about to happen?
Well, I think it's a necessary, right? Like my brother and or sister, I'm not quite sure, but
JG, who are you?
I know he's either FOI or MGT, I'm sure.
Well, she said, the person said ASA, so no.
So,
Yeah,
but
he's
so very very much so, I believe that it's a necessary because it's time out, man. We gotta really regroup and really think these things and see them as they are, not as I understand it. We're hopeful, but we have to see things as they actually are. And operate accordingly. It's not gonna get better unless we make it better for ourselves, right? So we continue to look in that direction, hoping and praying and the old Negro spirituals and singing. No, man, it's not gonna that's not gonna work. We have to create the reality for ourselves, and it begins just by unifying. So let's go. Let's see. I know you're ready to go into this right here.
Well, Hugh just said I couldn't vote for Kamala because she says she supports what the war is doing to the Palestinians.
Right. That's one.
And I was watching I was listening, and they were saying she said that on what's it called, the Real or something. They asked her, what are you going to do, or what would you do differently than what President Biden did? And she said,
Nothing.
and that's where they said she lost it at, because the Democrats want to hear about change, about you doing something different than what that previous president was doing, because what he was doing was not effective. It wasn't working for us. Does Of course, they never have our best interests at heart. So I'm not saying don't vote, but my question is, well, what are you voting for? Because either one, like someone else said, the lesser of two evils, and I've said it before, is like you're voting for Satan or the devil. Which one is better? Which one is not detrimental to your life, the life of our people? Like, which one? So, okay, so
Well, yeah, Sister Shirley, you're right. Trump is a businessman. America is a corporation. Think about that. It's a corporation. It has a charter. It has the whole nine. So just think about that, right?
Nicole Miller said also the tariffs mean that anything coming into America from China or other countries will cost Americans more. They will pass their tariff costs on to the consumers.
Mm.
I think it just depends on the country, because a lot of them really depend on America's import. Think about China. China's probably we're the biggest receivers of China product. Everything is made in China and America. And they're leaving the US dollar. So it'd be quite interesting to see who bows to who with that.
Right. Just trying to keep up. There's some good comments here. I'm grateful. We thank you for the comments.
Let's show them what
Which one? Here?
it could have been the one that I said the first time, right? One,
Green?
I was saying going to the.
Oh, okay. All right. We got to go into the meat of it. Let's go into the. We'll put the banner up. Yes?
So this one, yeah, please. M says, I am Kenyan and have always supported Trump.
So and thank you for that comment. You know, I had an interesting, very brief conversation with an M Kenya yesterday, and he didn't necessarily say it in those words, but he did say that there are certain, it's a certain position or positions that Trump has and has taken and will continue to take that resonates with him. One being family values as it relates to, you know, the alphabet crew, I'll put it like that, and how, you know, the push more so from the Democratic side, the push in trying to enforce, you know, the marrying of the same sex and allowing and incorporating, you know, teaching that in the educational curriculum to young minds and all of that there, all of which Trump is against, right? I, I gotta say, I align myself with that as well, you know. And this particular gentleman, you know, he leaned on that and he can appreciate that. And it was interesting because I do being here, living here for the time that we lived here, I do know among Africans they have strong family values. You know, strong family values. I mean, that is. Even down to decision making. A lot of times, it's like we ain't making a move until the family says, "Hey, let's just all look at it, and then we'll decide." Even if it's a decision for one individual, and you have to love that. I respect that. So there are some
There's some
positions.
positions, but Nicole Miller said something. Well, one of our friends here has said, our brother here has said, the stock market went up since he got into office. My 401k investments are looking good. Every time I talk to my brother here, he just giggles and be like, my investments are looking good. I appreciate Trump. And I'm like, what? Okay. And that's the ones that are going to be happy. The ones that got a financial tie to it, they happy Trump is in office. Trump is all about that money. Like Sister Cheryl said, he's a businessman. It's all about that money.
About that almighty dollar.
Yeah. So some of the things that it was quite interesting to see what Kenya thought about Trump coming to office, because you know lately the president here and the old man over there have become buddies, and there's been a lot of trading. There's been a lot of um, things enacted where funding is going to be coming from the U.S. to here. And what I've noticed, and I mentioned it a couple days ago to a couple people, I noticed that when we first came to even Rwanda, the language, the conversation between East African presidents were one currency, $1. Let's get a single currency. Let's get an East African currency, one way of trading between our countries. And you don't hear that anymore. Like it totally disappeared altogether. And even some of the countries, Tanzania, and I want to say Rwanda, and even Kenya, they were like, let's kick the US dollar out of the country. We're not using it no more for trading. Let's not even, I think they were having a hard time even keeping US dollar in the country. You don't even hear that anymore.
Right.
Now you hear the US is still, or the UN and the US is donating billions to Kenya for all these different type of other platforms that's going on. And can you put that?
Yeah, I'll put it up. But I just like what my sister here says. We must learn how to pivot in regards to economic gains. learn how to move with economic education. Financial literacy is something that they purposely withheld. You will not find any of that in the curriculum, not even in the university level, right? And that's not by mistake or by surprise. You understand? So I definitely agree with that. We as Black, we have to be able to be educated in that way, because it boils down to it. You know how you move that money.
PP Bob, we got Natasha in the room.
Natasha and Amina. Salam. All right, so here, so
Brother Malachi is on.
brother, salam alaikum, brother Malachi. Uh, all right, what does Trump win mean for Kenya? Right, that was the Daily National. The day after, boom, Daily National headline. What is this going to mean for Kenya? But Kenya, uh, not just Africa, of course, all the same. But Kenya is a critical piece. Kenya has a lot of multinationals. I don't know. She's cracking up.
I'm convinced that this PP Bob, she gonna get you.
That so yes. So I was listening to. Let me get off of this for a second. I was listening to a brief statement from PLO, Lumumba. I love our brother. I love him. I love him. I love him. I love his vision. I love how he articulates, you know, uh, the situation for Africa and what we need and what's going to be helpful and what is hurting us and all of that, right? Uh, from his position, I'll paraphrase, from his position is like, as it relates to relations, America and Africa, right? Is that America really has to play it right, okay? Because most and many of the African countries are now and have already begun to be like, you know what, miss me, America. Y'all trying to cut, what I mean? You want to give us this aid, you want to do this, you want to have these trade relations with us, but then you want to question our sovereignty. You want to tell us what to do.
We try to control everything.
You want to control, you want to take away our cultural values. You want us to substitute you want to do these particular things, and dangle the carrot. No, I got a knock on the door from Russia, right? And they like, look, we want to do work with you. Do you? Do you, Africa? We just want to do business. We're not trying to tell you what to do. We're not trying to tell you how to. So they're like, okay, we can rock with that. So you have Russia, you have China positioning themselves, right? In that way. China already has been, and Russia. So now, here's the thing. There's no country, there's no nation on this earth that can survive without Africa. No European nation, no nowhere in the West, they cannot survive without Africa. Africa is that pretty woman. That she's that pretty woman that everybody got their eye on and they trying to get a piece of. Not to say it like that, but you understand what I'm saying. And so if America loses its bearing now, keep in mind the mindset that Trump has. He's trying to be like, I don't want to deal with nothing with.
Well, let me read it to him.
Please.
And to be more specific.
Hold on, let me put it up.
So for one big thing, like Trump is, in his mind, he want to make America great. Everything in America, by America, for America, which is fine. So any foreign dollars, any money that's going out, he want to cut, especially if it's going to a Black nation. Let's just be point blank about it. If it's going to a Black nation, he don't want it. So Biden had focused on strategic trade partnerships especially when it came to Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, what's hidden is the strings that's attached. They were going to come a little later. They were really banking on the Kamala being able to take his spot,
right?
So they could finish putting in those policies you will see a lot of those changes happening, and it would have started right here because we had welcomed them in with open arms. The United Nations coming over here. Uh, Trump on Trump about to stop all of that.
Yeah.
So Trump takes dim view of financing foreign security missions. That includes UN, everything, all those aids that we put over here so that we can in turn take their resources. To just be honest with it, he's going to stop all of that. Trump prefers limited U.S. funding of international organizations. And what I was reading is if there wasn't a gain, like Haiti, and when it's dealing with finances and you're dealing with how much gain can we get, sending these people to Haiti and funding it, there's no financial gain for America. What do they gain? They're losing money, they're not getting nothing back. So that right there is the first thing. I think that's the next one. That's the first thing that they're concerned about. How does Trump being in office affect the mission that they have for Haiti? And
Talking about this here.
yeah, the U.S. Kenya throw U.S. trade talks into doubt. That's the first one, as well as the stuff they're doing with what's the white guy with the GMO?
Oh,
The Gates, all of that stuff. He's like, no, no, no.
but so interesting. Now, I don't know, but as far as that, it's like it seemed like a preemptive move, or maybe not so preemptive, but the Gates Foundation was just our beloved sister. I think it was a sister. Our beloved sisters talked about that, about how the Gates Foundation was given from Kenya special privileges and immunity.
Yeah, immunity.
So,
but that's immunity to they're not going to be sued for all the lives that are going to be taken with this GMO and
right,
these chemicals.
right.
Like they made them sign a waiver. Whoever got cancer in 10 years, you can't come back and put it against us. That's the immunity that they're talking about. But Trump said, like for one, the other side was promoting abortions and actually not, they were stopping abortions completely, making it actually a crime to get an abortion, regardless if you were raped or incest or whatever. They were making it a crime. And then on top of it, making other countries support their 5-letter the alphabet agenda. Trump ain't for none of that. He's not for none of it.
He's not.
What he's going to do is put the rights. This is when the first 100 days in office is what we were reading. I think I sent that to you as well. The first 100 days of office. What are your plans? What are you going to execute right away? These are part of the first 100 days. He's like, from day one, we're going to reverse that abortion law and make it so that every state has the right to vote on how they're going to handle the abortion law. He did the same thing with COVID. He made it, well, it wasn't mandatory to mask. He gave the power to the states, takes the blood off his hands. He's like, I don't support it, but we'll let the states decide, so we don't even have to focus on that.
Which, just hold that thought, which in our reality, a lot of times we shoot all the way to the top, but a lot of times, many of us in the voting, process, I guess you could say, we tend to look past this the state laws and the state representatives, or those who are going to represent us per state, and that's very important. Probably more important, than going all the way to the top as far as who's going to be in the White House in some instances. So that's critical.
Yeah,
and
the more laws that's in the control of the state means the state will make those decisions.
this is why it's important, when you're voting, you're voting who is going to, represent you, in the Senate, on a state level. You know what I'm saying? Now you have a Republican president, and now you have the majority of the Senate Republican.
It's Republican, so
The Speaker of the House Republican.
Yep.
I mean, whatever, and if Project 2025 is a thing and that's going to be taken into consideration, oh boy, it's going to be uh, it's going to be a rough one because it's all about you read it, look it up and read it. I don't want to go into it, but it's not going to be pretty.
Right. It's so
Which one?
the last one. Well, I find this.
So this quote here.
Yeah.
So Trump's win is bad news. This is again. This is in the
This one is the Africa.
Africa report.
Yeah.
Africa report. Trump's win is bad news for Ruto administration. Trump disapproves of foreign aid as a means to develop Africa. So
he's like, we ain't giving you our money to develop your country.
In his congratulatory message to Trump on Wednesday, Ruto affirmed Kenya's commitment to his longstanding partnership with Washington, which does span over 60 years. He said Kenya stands ready to further enhance our cooperation on matters of mutual interest, including trade, investment, technology, and innovation, peace, and I can't read the rest of the ticker.
But y'all remember when we were talking a few months ago, we were talking about why the push? Why is the UN coming over here? Why is it like all of a sudden out of nowhere they're trying to get all this the president is over here now.
And was getting ready to I don't know if it's still I don't know if it's still I don't know if it's still in the making, but and maybe you can speak more on this, but a military camp, a base here in Kenya.
Well, there's already one or two of them but they've just been dormant. Now they're trying to do they were trying to do all of this so fast, like under the Biden administration, to get everything in place just in case of what I don't know.
Right.
But Trump, and they said within the first couple of days, day 3 or 4, the president here has already called Mr. Trump over there and had already, briefed them on what they've been working on with the with Biden and the
previous administration.
Yeah, and they said Trump listened and was like, okay. But again, you're dealing with Satan and the devil. Which one? You do.
As far as Kamala and Donald Trump.
And Trump don't hide his words. He don't make apologies and all the trifling crazy things that this man said in his first presidency. You never once heard him apologize.
So his first day, I forgot to pull the list up. I don't have it. His first day of presidency, he straight up said, "I'm going to function like a dictator." He said it. He said it even prior to him actually winning, but he's going to hold to it. I'm going to function like a dictator. And he said, what else? He said some other. Now, here's the interesting thing. This kind of, I think, for me, kind of gives you a peek into his mind that for those individuals who were arrested and sentenced for storming the White House during that particular time, he's going to pardon a lot of them. Not all of them, but he's going to pardon.
Because they did it under his command. He put it in place.
Immigration.
Immigration is
this is the first day. This is what he's going to do the first day he's in office.
This man is, oh my God. He is going to, he's going to end catch and release. Meaning for immigration, they were catching them. If they were able to provide some type of documentation or if they were able to prove something, they would get released. Or if they were able to go underneath, if they were trying to get asylum, they were released. He's even ending the asylum for right now. But a bill to ban sanctuary cities, he did that the last time. Because remember, I think Georgia was a sanctuary city. And he banned it. Like if there was immigrants in Georgia that were going there and they were safe from being deported. Trump like, now y'all getting out. And he's going to work on this wall again. He didn't get the chance to finish. He's hiring 10,000 new border agents, which has to come from U.S. funding. So, of course, he's going to stop funding going out for international special forces and all that kind of stuff that was supposed to get funding from the US, billions, like $3-something billion for Kenya to get new prisons, to get their police force trained, to get new equipment and blah, blah, blah. That was what the US was going to give Kenya. Like, why we need new prisons and so forth. But anyway, Trump like, nah, we stopping that because we got to find a way to pay for this wall.
So it's like one of those things. It's like, you know, I guess it's like this game we children used to play. We try to build, this fortress so no one can get in. We
Yeah,
build it, but we built it so much that not can nobody get in, we can't even get out. We have we have actually walled ourselves in. And this is kind of like what PLO was saying. He was saying like America really would truthfully, in this particular way, if he's going in this way, cutting everybody off, just like we're going to just do everything in house. We're just going to do it ourselves. We're not going to. Then you might be doing yourself a disservice, right? Cutting yourself off from the entire world, if that is the case. And then you really begin to see a swift, fast decline of everything deemed American, because again, Africa, Africa is you can there's no survival without Africa. Most of the things in America are not made in America.
there's nothing.
The only thing made
Certain cars.
only thing made in America was America, and we built that.
Wait, only thing
the
you
only
see made in America is burgers. American cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers.
But listen, this is important because this is day one of him coming back. He is going to be doing the travel ban again. Not only to bring back his controversial travel ban targeting certain Muslims, majority countries, and but to expand the ban to include refugees from the Gaza Strip and institute certain ideological screenings for all immigrants. So those of us that carry certain last names, you might be able to leave the country, but coming back into the country might be an issue.
Might be a thing.
Or you might have to go from, and we've been through that too when he first did that. Like, have to go through special check procedures at the hotel. I mean, at the airport. And we're like, what? Different than the regular people going through. You remember that? Like one time you had to go in the room.
Yeah, I
coming
came back from Abu
Abu
Dhabi. I was like, hold on. I had no issue getting into Abu Dhabi. I was like, cool, everything was straight. When I got back, it was like, sir, could you please? I was like, what? What's going on?
hmm
So I had to sit in this room for a minute. Don't really, to this day, I don't even know why. I could guess, but no, this was before
Travel
Trump.
ban.
No, this
Yeah,
was
this before Trump.
this was
But that name, and
yeah,
then you were coming from a Muslim country
yeah.
too.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
So it's a lot that you got to think about. What let's go through some of the comments.
Let me see our sister. Hip hop hooray. Hip hop hooray. Oh. Muhammad back on Sunday, get ready for an influx of black folks to the motherland. His victory says a lot about the overall mindset of America. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Yes, nothing has changed. And I'm going to tell you, we have to be the change. Black people in America have to be the change, for ourselves, because it's not gonna come from anybody else, really. You know, um, even coming to the motherland, even coming to Africa, we have to really, have not the same mindset, right? Different culture, society. We have to have a different mindset. You know, you'll be, excuse me, be pro us for sure. But we have to be, pro us. We can't be like Liberia. You know, you know. We went to Liberia. We did unto them as was done unto us, and the Liberians like, man, I'm not having this. They they said, get out of here, get out of here. So we can't be like that. We have to, we have to do better. So for sure, though, people are looking for the exit. Definitely looking for the exit.
I'm looking for the exit. I don't know. I don't even know what to expect coming just being in Africa. Because what he's about to do is going to cause a big strain on the US dollar here. So most of us that rely on the US dollars, you know, it's not going to have that same kind of weight that it had like, when we first got here.
Right.
For us, and I like to use the example, for us, rent might have been seven, close to 780 or 800 when we first got here. Now it's at 1,000. So, and that's because it's the US dollar and the shilling is just staying strong right now. So it's like, what's going on? And it's going to only keep going. If he does what he said he's going to do for a lot of the expats, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you trying to survive and live in another country that relies on the strength of the US dollar. So that is one of the ways that it's going to affect you. Also, with what's the retaliation? What happens?
Mm.
What happens when you stop giving funding to certain countries? How do they receive expats? How do they receive now? What do they do if they're not getting the funding because you're not using the US dollar? So then what happens?
Mm.
And then what happens to their economy? Also, what happens to the Americans that's living in those countries? So a lot of those things we still got to look out for because we don't know.
Right.
We don't know. And this is the first time that I've heard anyone saying, I don't care about foreign investment. We're stopping that. We're going to build America.
We'll see.
We'll see. Because usually the interest is getting resources from other countries. Even when I'm reading about Haiti and the support that Haiti's getting, even Ruto wrote that when he was talking to Trump, he told him, I was explaining to him the resources, the investment, and the none of the verbiage was humanitarianism, like you said. None of it was to help Haiti. It was more so trying to show him the value that's going to come out of you continuing this funding going into Haiti for whatever the reasons are. And then on top of it, now we're like, okay, but let's hide this funding under the United Nations. Let's say it's a United Nations project.
Mm.
Then that way, we're not saying it's funding from from America.
Mm.
That's all I'm going to say about that. So I'm like, that sounds about. I'm not going to say what I'm going to say, but yeah. So it's going to be quite interesting. Yes, this man is almost 80 years old, but for some reason, he doesn't look like he's about to go anywhere.
Doesn't, because how old was Biden?
Biden is
He's
like
55. No, I'm just joking. Because he was like, they showed up. They showed up when they showed a picture of him or something like that. What did the commenter say? He said something about he was just spaced out. Biden was just spaced out. He was at the Democratic whatever.
Well, yeah, Kamala's. She's supposed to make a speech, and
He was.
they showed Biden. Biden was like,
he ain't know where he was.
"Was the stars out? What's going on? Who's that over there?"
Oh my God.
I'm like, why y'all bring that man out of the nursing home?
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
What did y'all do that for?
Well, I mean, these are just our thoughts. We're not political analysts. We're not.
We're just trying to figure it out, like y'all
Yeah,
are.
we just because we have reason to have concern. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're here, we have reason to have concern and reasons. So it's important, what's happening there as it relates to our people. It's important to us,
Yeah.
and even our lives here. So it's important. But all in all, for me, I do know that the only way that we as diasporas are going to be able to really, really have a bright future is we have to look inward and we have to settle our differences, whatever they may be, and come together.
And not cause differences. Why do
don't
we
cause
cause differences within the family?
Right.
I'm venting on some other stuff.
Yeah, I cut it because we gonna go to the left. Nonetheless, we have to be able to build that, create that reality for ourselves, and coming here to Africa, we're guests. We are guests. I just put it like that. I know I've been through this myself. I know, we're like, yeah, we from here, our roots here, we're guests. Don't let me save you the disappointment. Listen, we're guests. And just like you do at anybody else's home,
You just act like you got some home training.
act like you have home training. You lend yourself where you can lend yourself, to aid, to assist, and to help, and to build a relationship, um, and work accordingly. Work accordingly. But we as Black, I'm saying, I keep stressing Black Americans because I had a comment from someone that he didn't like the title that I put.
Why do you say Black Americans?
Black American.
Some of them that ask me that, they say, you just say you're American. I'm
You
like,
understand? I know.
but when you come from America, they want to know. When you fill out a job application or anything, a censor, what's it called? When you the census, and you click it, are you Black American? Even I don't care if it's applying for college. Are you Black American or white American, Hispanic, Puerto Rican Hispanic? Like they break it down. They want to know because they have an allowance of certain amount of people that they can take as far as who you are and what you are concerned with.
Right.
So, and on top of that, we don't want to be connected with the other Americans.
Yeah,
Don't look at us the same way.
Right. It's crucial. It's critical. You know what I'm saying? Because especially think about, okay, many of us coming over, and if it's unfavorable moving forward with relations, and it becomes a bad taste in the mouth of those over here toward, it has to be clear. Wait a minute, we have two different realities. Yeah, we same. We get a hit too.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And we have a history that's quite different.
Our walk is way different. There's no privilege.
And not even a history. We have a
Black American walk.
A present that's altogether different, which is why we can't continue to just look forward to someone to be a savior in that way. No, we have to really just understand what the history is, what the present is, and realize, listen, ain't too much has changed in that way. So we have to make the change for ourselves. So as best we can, so if or when we get here and we're here, we have work to do, was what I was finishing up trying to say. We still have work to do. Even though we're here, we still have work to do with ourselves. We do. We have work to do. And you can't just throw everything else out the window. We got to really, really, really build community and really establish ourselves and work in relation, with our wherever we are, Kenya, Gambia, Ghana, South Africa, wherever we are. You know what I'm saying? We gotta. That's what
we don't know what tomorrow looks like. Right. And it can be scary, but it can also be. This is a good thing because it makes our people stand up, and they have to do for themselves because he's cutting everything, any type of aid or crutch that you were comfortable with this last 4 years. That all those immigrants, and we were trying to figure out why is Biden allowing so many immigrants into the country, so many immigrants, Chinese immigrants into Chicago and Philly, and listen, this old man, he about to kick them all out. And you won't have to work now. Because all that easiness, all that aid you were getting because there was immigrants at the office, that's about to stop.
Well, family, I think the time has come. We're grateful. We just wanted to have a little chat, share, our thoughts and hear your thoughts. And there's a lot of thoughts. I'm saying we're gonna have to go back and look and read a lot of these comments. A lot of good comments. I wish I could have shared and posted all of them. Just was no way. But some very good comments and information that was shared, and we're grateful. We appreciate that very much. we know it's two things you don't really talk about: religion and politics. So
You get both of those on this channel.
nonetheless, thank you so very much. Please don't forget. Let me put this back up before we go. If you have if you're able to, to aid and assist in this outreach, uh, in association with the Fresh Start Association, and Makuru, the slum there, children who rely heavily on the at least that one meal that they get. Uh, there in school, they're out for 2 months, and so they don't know where their meal's going to come. So,
And imagine you can be the reason that that baby eats tomorrow. You can be a reason to that you bless the school. So if you got the whole amount, listen, nobody's going to stop you. Go ahead and donate the whole amount. When I told y'all a couple weeks ago, one person donated $100, and she said that that was going to be able to feed all the students for a whole month. And this is a different school, a different situation. But the whole month will feed all the students in that one particular school. And it was like, what?
that's right.
Because $100, especially if you're in the States, that's just going out one day.
Man, you walk down the block.
That's a
it's
day
gone.
night. That's period. So
It's
if
gone.
you can donate, whatever you can donate to that cause, it'll be amazing for those children.
Right.
It'll be a complete blessing, and I promise you, I know it, 100%. You're going to get it back. You're going to get it back to folks. So, and it is, I'm not sure how that works, but I'm pretty sure it's a tax write-off if you're that person that needs to do that. You're doing that big amount, I'm sure you'll get a receipt. So please make sure you can help us out with that. And again, we're still doing the relocation services. So now y'all ready, got scared, you're ready to get out of the US. And this is a slow period for us, so we got time. Go ahead, email me at dealersrelocationservices@gmail.com. And
She gave me the nudge.
I'm like, it's
Put
nothing
it up.
wrong. Just go ahead, submit your request for a consultation. Again, consultations are not free. So if you're not really ready to relocate, you're not really ready to make that investment, hit me up a little bit later. Because I get tons of emails and they see the consultation and they're like, let me wait. It's not free. It's not free. It's not free. The services aren't free. People trying to make a living here on the continent as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're really ready and you're serious, you see all your brethren, all these other Black brothers and sisters coming over, going through the services, getting everything that they need, and being able to just adjust comfortably. Why not be a part of that number? Because again, you're not just getting relocated, you're getting welcomed into the community that's here for you. And so that's all I wanted to say about that. I'm trying to push it out there. Come on, we need some business. Who's out there that's ready to get their relocation on? So
Talk to her. Talk to her. All right.
y'all stop fighting with Pat B. I really believe he gets a kick out of and no, he's like that little brother that just keeps going like this. And because he only goes back and forth with the ladies. I'm telling you, he just gets a kick out of it and y'all be falling for it. It's just
one day we'll meet. Inshallah. We'll meet. All right. So I do think that is it. I think that's it. So again, thank you so very much. We're grateful, appreciate you spending a little time with us. Please enjoy it. For those who are it's morning time there where you are, please enjoy the rest of your day. Squeeze in that time before Monday, before you got to get back on the clock and work.
and anyone that submitted a financial blessing, thank you so much.
Thank you so very
I
much.
can't find the name of that person.
Wait a minute.
Thank you so much.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Thank you so very much. We appreciate it. And if nothing else, one last thing, then we will let you go. It won't be long, but I just have to do my brotherly thing and remind you, don't forget, please, before you log on, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. If you're a new subscriber, we welcome if you're a new viewer, we welcome your subscription. We try as best we can to try to share our experience.
And keep you updated
keep
on
you
the
updated.
news.
You know, just
I never thought I would be a news person. Sharing information.
I wouldn't say we
I don't
do.
even read the newspaper growing up. What is this? This is what happens after you hit 40. You start reading the news.
Yeah, well, hey, you gotta know what's going on in the world.
For real. All right. Thank you.
All right. Let me hold on. Let me do my.
Oh, we got another little thing.
No, that's it. All right. Thank you, family. All the best. Peace and blessings.